Today you're coming with me for my very first Royal Caribbean cruise. We're diving into everything. The amazing onboard atmosphere, the thrilling activities, the food, the crowds, all the good and the bad. So, without further ado, let's sail. The weather in Miami was perfect as I headed to the cruise port for my first Royal Caribbean cruise. And as soon as I got out of the car, there it was. You immediately understand what makes these ships so iconic. Their incredible size. In front of me was the Allure of the Seas, the 8th largest cruise ship on the planet, capable of carrying almost 7,000 people on board. And that 7,000 number isn't just an abstract figure. It becomes very real, very quickly down here at the port. You can already see thousands of people waiting for the checkpoints to open, and that's because the main waiting area upstairs is already full. So my advice is simple. Be prepared to wait. After what felt like an absolute eternity in line, you finally step on board. And wow. It's like being transported to another world. And no, this is not a shopping mall. This is the Royal Promenade, which is basically a giant main street running through the center of the ship. I have never seen an indoor space this massive on a cruise ship before. Okay, so the first thing you're supposed to do when you get on board is the safety briefing. But how can I say no to free pizza? A slice or two to start the cruise can't hurt, right? This promenade is the hub for everything. It's where you get your coffee, find entertainment, and music. Look at the size of the crowd. It's also your first stop if you got the soda package. They have these drink dispensers throughout the ship, which is so much more convenient than waiting at the bar. And a little pro tip, you have to try the Royal Caribbean exclusive Sprite flavor. It is amazing. And this time, let's really get to my muster station, which happened to be the ship's gym. And my oh my, it was an impressive, sizable ocean view gym, larger than any I've ever seen. Unfortunately, the saunas do not come included like it did on the Carnival. And that unfortunately meant that this would likely be my last time visiting the gym while on the ship. Unlike many ships that simply utilize their top pool deck as a jogging track, this massive ship had a dedicated track space laid out just for that purpose. So if you want to jog without direct sunlight, the jogging deck is a great place to be. But you want to know what's not a great place? The buffet hallways on embarkation day or any other day. This brings me to one of the biggest logistical headaches on these ships. You see all this luggage lining the halls? It seems to be part of the trade-off for managing this, the endless lines for the buffet. It's a chaos you'll see every single day, so be prepared for it. At least once you're inside, it's not as bad since they control how many gets in. You'll still be sidestepping, well, because we're on a ship and they need these giant poles in place. This brunch pretty much checks all the boxes. They've got a grill station, pastas, carvery, and of course, the sweets. Seriously, so many sweets. I grabbed a little bit of everything to get my day started, right? And while I'm starting my day with food, you look outside and see how everyone else is starting theirs. Some are already playing basketball, and in the distance, others are already hitting the flow rider. Welcome to the Allure of the Seas. And now, I was finally heading to check out my stateroom, except on a ship this massive, there's something incredible around every corner. It's just one amazing use of space after another. For instance, you see this balcony here? They face inward, looking out over the Central Park. You heard that right. An actual park with real plants right in the middle of the ship. Alright, now I'm really going to my room. When I was booking this cruise, I decided to skip the balcony room. They are everywhere and I wanted to try something more unique. That's how I ended up here, in one of the very few forward-facing ocean view rooms on the ship. Now, this room has some incredible pros and some really unexpected cons, so I made a whole separate video dedicated to reviewing it. The goal of this video is to help you see if Royal Caribbean is a good fit for you. After you're done here, you can watch that one to see if this specific type of room is a good fit. I'll say no matter which room you're in, you'll find more outlets than on most other cruise lines. Alright, let's get out of the room and look around the upper decks now, shall we? One of the first things you'll notice up here on the pool deck is that there isn't one giant central pool. That's because the open-air Central Park is right below. Instead, they have multiple smaller pools and hot tubs split between both sides of the ship, with the Flow Rider surf simulators at the very back. Before I knew it, it was time for the sail away. We watched as all the ships left Miami one by one, heading out into the open ocean. And once the ship is officially on its way, that means it's time for dinner.
I was reading through the app. It says even on My Time Dining, it says reservations required. I hope this is an error.
But it wasn't. You see, this line is for people with reservations. And that long line over there, that, my friends, is for people without one. So here's the reality of My Time Dining. The concept is that you can eat whenever you want, as long as you're willing to wait 20 to 30 minutes, reservation or not. If lines aren't your thing, you might have to starve some time until things die down. This is what the buffet offers, just in case you were wondering. Anyway, after about 20 minutes, I was finally seated, and that's when the whole experience changed for the better. The dining room itself is huge, and trust me, it gets completely packed. But once I sat down, things were great. First, they brought a whole basket of dinner rolls just for me. The staff was also incredibly attentive. I have to give a shout out to them. I started with the fried crab cake appetizer. It was perfectly crispy, dense, and delicious. The bread and appetizer were so good, they convinced me to try the prime rib, which is usually one of my least favorite cuts. I was hoping this would be the one to change my mind, but honestly, it's still a little too fatty for my taste. We'll try other cuts later. After finishing my sweet cheesecake, I headed out, and you won't believe it. At 8:20 p.m., there was still a line to get into the dining room. Now, one big difference on this ship is that the pool decks get quiet pretty early. I think that's because there are so many other entertainment options indoors. Tonight, for example, I went to the Blade, the ship's ice show. And yes, you heard that right, there's an actual ice rink on the ship. The rink is open for public skating at only certain times, and tonight was all about the professionals. The show was incredible, filled with some seriously talented performers. Now, if a high-energy show isn't your thing, a quiet nighttime walk through Central Park is the perfect way to wind down. What a beautiful sight. Now, as I got ready to call it a night, I noticed a huge crowd gathering around the promenade. Turns out the party was just getting started. The cocoon very slowly opened up and the music got started. Turns out I was in the best seat in the house, right in front of the stage. In fact, a little too close to the action. Yeah, I would have been stuck in a huge crowd with nowhere to go. The all-time classics continued to rock the ship as the party went on. While nothing beats the live action, as you can see, there are some less crowded in-room options as well. Well, it certainly was a blast. Let us now get ready for the next day. There are many different ways to start your day, but how does free donuts sound? The ship provides endless donuts throughout the morning, so feel free to enjoy as much as you want here at the boardwalk. And yes, you are seeing that correctly. They really put a beautiful old-fashioned carousel right here on a ship. It's one of those things that's just pure fun, whether you're 8, 80, or somewhere in between. And this is when I realized that the line I saw yesterday was not a one-time thing. At least they are aware and have coffee carts waiting for you. Unlimited bacon, carnival, and unlimited boiled eggs. And of course, when there are long lines, I must present alternatives. Make your way to the park and its cafe, where while not as extensive, decent, hearty, and healthy options are available for you. A couple of these burritos or sandwiches should be more than fulfilling. I decided to pursue a lighter option. The first morning is really your best opportunity to enjoy the ship while she is docked. I see another ship in the distance as well as by the side. I mean, really, can you believe this is the same Promenade from yesterday? This was the perfect opportunity for an in-depth deck tour, except the ship has gone through a minor upgrade since my cruise, so I might hold off on that until I get to cruise the upgraded ship as well. Let me know if you'd rather immediately see what I have. As far as I know, most of the structures are the same. Do you see that? Yes, there's a zip line on a ship and even a rock climbing wall. Well, the cruise offers much more than what the ship has on board. Let's see what Royal Caribbean's private island has to offer. You know, they say you have to step away from something to truly see it. And that's so true here with this ship. You know it's massive when you're on it, but it's not until you're standing here on the dock that the sheer scale really hits you. And then you turn around and you have all this. Gigantic water slide, beautiful blue water, a private beach just for the guests, and a zip line that's way longer than the one on the ship. So here's my advice. Enjoy all the amazing activities that are included on the ship first. Then, when you get here, you can decide if you're ready for an even bigger thrill. Anybody hungry? If you enjoy tacos, I have some good news for you. You get unlimited guacamole. And you will definitely enjoy their tacos. In fact, they even have a dedicated fiesta where they serve freshly prepared nachos, tacos, and quesadilla. They are so popular, they fly off the shelves as they make them. Oh, free of charge, of course. Interestingly, the sea from the forward-facing ocean view was far more interesting than last time I was in the balcony room. And I spent a lot more time admiring such. If you don't have your own ocean view room, the solarium, which is Royal Caribbean's version of the observation lounge, offers a great semi-open space to enjoy the view, the sun, and the quiet pool. Do note this is an adult-only area. Come around 5 o'clock. Goodbye, Coco Cay. I'll see you on my next Royal Caribbean trip. Ooh, what a sight. Tonight I postponed my dinner to try a different entertainment option. Set in the very back of the ship is a theater-like space with a pool. I highly recommend securing a reservation unless you want to stand in a corner like I am doing right now. As for the show, it is so action-packed that you genuinely can't take your eyes off the stage for a second. One moment you're hearing the crowd gasp at an amazing stunt on one side, and the next, something even crazier is happening on the other. Like, did somebody just jump from there? Yes, I think so. Boy, oh boy. Wow. Thank you, Aqua Theater team, for putting on an incredible spectacles. And like I said earlier, I postponed my dinner until 8:45 in hopes of finding less lines. Oddly, the reservation line was much longer and slower at this time. Come on, Royal Caribbean. Well, just like yesterday, it was a joy once inside. And today's cut, the roast beef tenderloin, was just as amazing as I expected. I might even say this was the best free meal I had on any of the cruise ship. And remember, you can get as many desserts as you want. What more could I possibly ask for, right? Well, how about some fireworks? There in the distance, and I mean very far away, another ship was putting up a display. Wow, they're really going at it, aren't they? What a fun way to end the night. Day 3 began with the striking sight of numerous cruise ships here at the Bahamas. Wait a minute, I've been on that ship before. America's cheapest cruise. And today I skipped the lines at the buffet and made my way to the solarium. By day 3, the ship feels relatively familiar, and instead of high-energy activities, I'll resort to relaxing, taking in breathtaking sceneries and delicious foods. Nassau Cruise Port is your must-disembark opportunity for picturesque moments. This might be the perfect opportunity to ask other passengers what their ship is like and perhaps get an idea for your next vacation. Of course, whether or not you get off is entirely up to you. If you want a delicious specialty burger, Johnny Rockets at the Boardwalk presents a smiling option. While you eat, you might hear some screams and laughter from above. That's because they got a zip line and a flow rider above, as well as a carousel right next to you. This is such an astonishing scale and use of its space of a floating city. If this wasn't cool enough, there's a rising tide bar that literally floats up and down the ship. So, If you see a fountain here by the guest services, remember there's a bar at top of it. If you are looking for a delicious specialty dinner, Izumi offers hibachi as well as sushi combo dinner. Nowadays, I try the sushi on every ship simply because the first one I had at sea was just so bad that it made me want to test which cruise line is the worst. With that in mind, my expectations are very low. Even the sushi on Celebrity was a huge disappointment. Yet, to my surprise, Royal Caribbean sushi was actually delicious. You see, I've been saving sushi until my last day just in case it is so bad it throws off my appetite for the whole trip. But it seems I was overly cautious here. You know I nod in happiness when I'm eating good food. And so the final night on Allure of the Seas quietly and joyfully came to an end as the ship navigated back to beautiful Miami. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you on the next icon of vacations. One day.